not scared to take a tough coaching job, not scared to be a football guy for his entire life. Now, head coach of the Indiana Hoosiers, ranked number 8 in the country, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Cignetti.
Yeah, Coach.
Big Sig, how's it going?
What's going on?
Dude, how are you?
Grinding, buddy. Trying to get her done.
Yeah, I know. I know you're in the middle of the work week, and I sent you a text this morning. We tried to hit up the PR guy this morning. He said he's in a meeting, still in a meeting. This thing might have been the longest meeting of all time, but you've told us you were dialed in on this season. So thank you for taking a couple moments here to chit-chat about the big news last night. I know you're knowing this, and I know you think this as well. You can hang them up, bud. You got Indiana ranked in the top 10. Season's over.
Hell yeah.
Season's over, Sig. You know what I mean? You did something nobody thought was possible. It's all over. First CFP rankings. You guys are top. Way to go, Sig.
Yeah.
Way to go. You're favored by 14 against Michigan. Way to go. It's over. Congrats. It's over. Is that how we feel?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Pat. I mean, the exact thing that we're trying to guard against right there. You know?
Did you find out?
I mean, the message I had to send to the team after practice yesterday. But, yeah, I mean, I'm aware of what happened. But, we got to focus in on the preparation process, eliminate the noise and the clutter, because the bottom line is, doesn't matter where you are today, it's the end of the season, and you got to win. And all these teams need to win that are in the top 12 and just outside the top 12, bottom line. So what do you control? You control your preparation, right? And you got to put yourself in the best position to be successful on Saturday.
Okay, so you did know that it happened. I assume you and your wonderful family, at least last night before bed, go, nobody could have ever imagined this. Then you lay your head down, then you're off it, you move along. Your team knows it. Obviously, we live in a world where all the news is in there. But your messaging has remained the same. Do you feel like your guys, obviously game day comes to town, big game, massive win. Is your team mature enough, you think, to handle all this? Because that's kind of been the question with all of college football this year with accolades.
Well, we have up to this point, but you start every week with kind of a blank piece of paper, a blank, clean slate. And, you put something on that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You got to stack days. You got to stack moments and days, good meetings, good practices, good preparation. So, every week brings a different set of circumstances. And so far we've passed the test. But we got to do the things to pass the test this week, because it's at another level now, right? And come off a game where you played fairly well, and now you got all this stuff going on too, right? And people make assumptions on the outside, right? Which, the margin for error, victory and defeat's very slim every game. Couple plays, and turns the momentum, and maybe you get on a roll. So it's a really good football team we're going to play this week. They got a lot of good players. And they're good on the lines, and their defensive line's really stout, and they got a lot of strengths, and, they got tradition and history. So, we're going to have to play really, really well. And, so we take control of what we can control, and, we play the best of our ability. I have confidence and belief in our team.
First time you guys have been 14-point favorites against Michigan since Sun Tzu wrote the Art of War way back in the day. I don't know if you know that, just stats and historic records being broken every single day. AJ has a question for you. Ohio State around the corner as well.
That's right, Coach. I had a coach tell me one time, like he told our team, like, I'm not worried about like adversity, and I'm worried about how we're going to handle success, because handling success is sometimes it's more difficult, and you've won wherever you have gone, so you obviously kind of have a path in place. Is that something you think about and your coaches talk about, like, hey, we're going to win? The question is, how do we continue to win once everyone expects us to win, I guess?
Yeah, it's all about standards, high standards, and never compromising your standards. And you can't certainly lower your standards. Like, fourth quarter of a game, you're up 4 or 5 touchdowns. The standard's a standard, play in, play out. So week in, week out, day in, day out. And getting better, getting worse, never stay the same. And if you're not striving, putting the time in, preparing, then you're getting worse, because your opponent is. So, you got to keep the eye on the bullseye. This team has been mature enough, got a lot of older guys, play a lot of football. They're a hungry team. I don't think they're satisfied at all, so I have confidence that we're going to do what we need to do.
Let's go to Hammer Bad time. AP Tone has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach. Last week against Michigan State, you go down 10-0. I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think that was the first time that you guys were not leading at any point, any game this season. Was that actually a good thing that you guys got that out of the way and then came back and scored 47 straight?
It was a good thing we scored 47 straight. But no, you're right. It was the first time, and I'm watching it happen, and they were making some plays, some impressive plays, and then I sort of had to kind of like, okay, and went over, talked to the offense a little bit, and like, hey, no big deal, a lot of ball left here, one play at a time. Let's have some fun, and everybody was calm, cool, collected, poised, focused, and we took control of the game. So at the end of the day, yeah, it was probably a good thing to finally be behind, and we responded the way we needed to respond and really dominated the game.
Speaking of responding, Curtis Rourke's thumb, it feels like a medical miracle that he's back, feeling good, every day getting better. That was the story last week. Is that still trending in the right direction?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, we were fortunate when they went in there that, they were able to do a procedure that they didn't expect they'd be able to do. And so the recovery process was about half as long as they expected. And, I can't tell you how much respect everybody has for him to come back from that. And, he would, like you said, he was better Tuesday than Monday and Thursday than Wednesday, and played really well. And because the quarterback is the guy, right? He's the guy. He's got to distribute the ball and make the plays and make good decisions and be clutch in critical situations. And he's that guy.
You got a guy. That feels good when you're going to bed and you got a guy. I mean, legitimately.
You got to have a guy. Now, I've seen a lot of gurus lose their guru card when they lost their guy. You got to have a guy.
Yeah, Coach Saban says, I found out quickly that I can't coach bad players. So recruiting became obviously number one. But if you have a guy mentally, and obviously Curtis Rourke, former MAC Player of the Year, obviously you scouted him, knew that he was going to be a guy for you. Everything he's doing for Indiana, you're doing for Indiana is a beautiful thing. A lot of people on the internet last night have fallen in love with your team. I think you need to know that. A lot of people around the country have fallen in love with the Indiana Hoosiers. Fun style of play, obviously historic. The fans showed up for game day, everything. People are falling in love with you. They felt like you guys were disrespected with where you were ranked. So I don't know if you feel that way or if the team feels that way, but know that there's a lot of people in the world that feel like you guys are still being counted out. And I assume you're going to pull from that to utilize as motivation. But you need to know people love your team right now, Coach.
Well, that's nice. But you're always looking for motivation. Trust me, that edge, that chip. I do better when I'm a little angry.
Hell yeah!
Everybody's looking for something, and focusing on the right things. There'll be a time and a place to comment on other things later. The key right now is you got to win.
How was that?
But you know what? To hear what's going on here is incredible. It's like a movement and starting to catch on nationally a little bit, and that's awesome. No, we got to keep doing our part.
Hell yeah. Let's keep it rolling, too, Game days in Bloomington are good.
Amen.
Game days in Bloomington are great news, selfishly. I'm saying that. How was the lasagna? I missed it. I missed the Cignetti lasagna. Was it great?
It was incredible. I mean, DiNardo used to have a restaurant here in town. He may still have a piece of it. I don't know. D'Angelo.
Joe DiNardo?
Yeah. No, Jerry DiNardo, the guy who used to coach here on the Big Ten.
Big Ten Network.
I thought you were talking Joe DiNardo. The guy who...
No.
Joe DiNardo.
Not the weather guy. Yeah.
The weather guy. Coach Shake Joe DiNardo.
So, hey, we got 18 people coming to the house for the games, staying overnight. So, you got to order food, right, for Friday night and Saturday night. So, the lasagna there is a go-to.
Okay. Well, I wish I would have been able to enjoy it. I'll have to make that stop in the off-season, see the putting green, see the pool, see the house. I think they're doing social media videos of your house. It is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
It is gorgeous, Coach. You're living the high life. Let's continue to roll. We appreciate you stopping by.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Curt Cignetti.
Yes,
Six the man. Thank you for taking time. He's going right back in right there.
Oh, yeah. Back to the film room.
Should I get up 4:30, get in the office, schedule everybody else's day? I'm not a big 2-hour meeting if you can get it done in an hour, 20 minutes, but sometimes you got to do a 6-hour fucking meeting whenever you see Michigan across the sea.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he did. Yeah, it is good. People are catching on. There is a little bit of a movement, but next week's news is today's actions.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't call you a bum. I think he said that every time.
He did, yeah.
He said next week's news and headlines is today's actions. So nothing else matters. Nobody cares what you did before. And it's like, we care. I want people of Indiana very much.
Yeah,
care.
Yeah,
like
big time.
You have done amazing things. Could you fathom if they keep going? I mean, legitimately, there's no reason they shouldn't with how great their team is. But like, just seeing Indiana on that thing, I think a lot of people had immense pride in the fact that this is a football state, football people, and the team is representing them.
Yeah, the toughest part is what kind of AJ mentioned. Like, how do you handle that success? You know, you coach your young kids, even coaching, you know, pros, old guys. Like, when you start getting good, everybody's patting you on the back. This isn't news like being in the top 10 first college, you know, football playoff rankings that, like, everybody's talking about. Your family's hitting you up. Oh, you guys are the greatest thing, you know, since sliced bread. So that's the toughest thing. You heard Darren Hurley kind of talk about him, even as a coach, kind of having that insecurity of the team who coming off a national championship, having a great season, going into the tournament. So that's the toughest part for a head coach, like keeping the guys going. How do you keep guys motivated? What do you pull from? What stories do you have? The different things we heard about hardball, like that's really where coaches kind of separate themselves.
Him saying to the team, we're undefeated. Do you think any other group undefeated in the Big Ten would be 8th? We'd be 1, 2. That you tell. So you guys think you've accomplished something, huh? You haven't accomplished enough, apparently. Yeah. Like, just think about, and I've heard, they told us that his halftime speeches are out of movies. They said that it is out of movies. The way he starts out real calm. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what I'm thinking. And then all of a sudden something goes and he goes, and also these fucking guys. And he like gets all the way up to like a 10. And then like the boys literally in movies are like ready to run out at halftime, just like they do at the beginning. Feels like he has the pulse of the team. Obviously, he has the pulse of a state right now. And he has the mindset as a 62-year-old guy. Like, I've been around a lot of ball. This shit can go south quick. Let's make sure we continue to work. Indiana's got a good one. College football is awesome.